Welcome to Not My Reality. I'm your host as always, Vince Stradamus. Today we're going to talk about Tesla, not the electric car company, but the man himself, Nikola Tesla. More specifically, Tesla in his alleged involvement in the Tunguska Blast on June 30th, 1908. On June 30th, 1908, a giant explosion flattened over 800 square miles of forest near the Tunguska River in the Siberian Russia. The area of the blast was extremely remote, but the devastation was immense. An estimated 80 million trees were flattened, and whole herds of deer and other animals were wiped out. The magnitude of the blast was thousands of times greater than that of the nuclear bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, and its impact was felt as far afield as Great Britain. Had it occurred just minutes later, it would have destroyed the whole of St. Petersburg and killed millions of people. In 1927, the investigation began nearly a century of debate about what caused the blast, with explanations ranging from comets and meteors to expulsions of natural gas and even mini black holes. But one of the alternative theories about Tunguska revolves around the pioneering inventor Nikola Tesla. What are we talking about? Nikola Tesla's death ray. Did a Tesla experiment cause the Tunguska Blast? Let's take a look. As it's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Let's just think about this with an open mind. I'm not saying this is true, but let's just take a look. Tesla was a scientific genius, no doubt, credited with several important innovations in electricity, magnetism, and radio. For many years, he explored ideas for the wireless transmission of electricity. In 1901, he began construction of the 47-meter-high Wardenclyffe Towers in New York City, ostensibly for telegraphy. He used the tower to further his experiments into the transmission of electricity. But by 1906, his chief financial backer, J.P. Morgan, he grew dissatisfied with Tesla, his experiments, and of course he withdrew his funding. Tesla's plans, they were in ruin. This man, he became very desperate, and according to his biographers, Tesla suffered a nervous breakdown. It's been suggested that Tesla tried to salvage his work at Wardenclyffe and revive his fortunes by staging an audacious publicity stunt. Like a true mad scientist, Tesla, he'd become convinced that his wireless electricity transmitter could be used as a weapon, able to transmit an electrical wave through the earth of such intensity it could destroy a target hundreds of miles away. Like the rest of America at the time, Tesla was gripped by the exploits of Admiral Robert Peary in his assault on the North Pole. At the time of the Tunguska Blast in 1908, Peary was camped out at Ellesmere Island in preparation for his bid to reach the pole. Tesla, he made cryptic remarks about contacting Peary somehow, and he had instructed him to watch the tundra for signals. What a better way for Tesla to demonstrate the awesome power of his device to the whole world than to fire a bolt of energy towards Ellesmere and rip up some ice or cause maybe a light show. Supporters of the theory that Tesla was behind the blast claim that his publicity stunt went drastically wrong, his concentrated wave of electricity overshooting its target and instead causing the explosion at Tunguska. Could Tesla have really been responsible for the Tunguska Blast? Well, here's some evidence for it. Allegedly. It was Tesla himself that gave rise to much of the speculation by repeatedly claiming over and over that his electricity transmission device could be used as a directed energy weapon. Where have I heard that before? Writing to Liberty magazine, he explained, "My invention requires a large plant, but once it is established, it will be possible to destroy anything, men or machines, approaching within a radius of 200 miles. Although the prevailing consensus as to the cause of the Tunguska Blast is the explosion of a comet or meteorite in the atmosphere above the area, there are numerous reasons to doubt this. Several eyewitness reports describe unusual and prolonged lights in the sky, both before and for days after the impact, quite unlike those to be expected from a meteorite or a comet. Even as far afield as England, the sky was lit up for days afterward. Widespread reports of night turning into day flooded the newspapers. One correspondent recounted how he was able to read a book illuminated purely by the night sky. Tesla had specifically cited the ability of his invention to light up the atmosphere on several occasions. Quote, "I planned many details of the plant which would be ample to sufficiently illuminate the entire ocean so that such a disaster as that of the Titanic would not be repeated." Illuminate the entire ocean. Many of the eyewitnesses also described the earth as shaking, even before the explosion. Again, Tesla had described how his device could shake the ground. He even boasted on one occasion that he could shake the Empire State Building to its foundations. The meteorite theory is also undermined by the fact that there's no blast crater or trace of any meteorite that's ever been found, despite exhaustive searches. If, however, though, Tesla really could transmit a directed energy beam through the ground, that would leave no traces and it would leave no crater. And then we get the geographical alignment. It's been pointed out that the line drawn between Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower and the Tunguska passes through the location of the supposed target of his energy beam, Ellesmere Island. While the correlation isn't exact, it's an interesting coincidence. Did Tesla, intending to shake up the ice at Ellesmere, overshoot his target and accidentally cause the devastation in Tunguska? Well, all that does make us think. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, we all know the military has directed energy weapons, or do as we call them. We know Tesla was a bit of a mad genius. I mean, was this a big whoopsie by the smartest man to ever live? Or was it just a natural phenomenon? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. We want to know. Now let's get the fuck out of here. My friend's got an electric car. He ran out of power on the highway. We gotta go help him. See you there.